In this video, we are going to see how does the internet work and what is cloud computing. First, what is internet? The internet is a technology by which millions of computers are connected to one another to share information. Internet is a network of computers which links many different types of networks all over the world. How are so many devices connected to the internet? Through medium. Medium is also called a link. We know link is used to carry data. Medium can be either wired or wireless medium. Some of the wired medium are Ethernet straight through cable, Ethernet crossover cable, fiber optic cable, coaxial cable, and USB cable. In wired network, data is converted into signals, maybe electrical signals or light signals. In wireless networks, data is converted into waves. Some of the wireless medium are infrared wave, radio waves, microwaves, and satellite waves. Who gives us internet connection? ISP, the internet service provider. The internet connection is provided by companies known as internet service providers. For example, Vodafone, Jio, Airtel, Accel, Jio. Let me tell some of the terms used in the internet. www, World Wide Web, is the largest collection of information in the form of websites on the internet. And web browser. Web browser is a software which is used to open different websites. What is a website? Website is a collection of later web pages that provide information. What is a web page? A web page is a part of a website. It contains text, pictures, sounds, videos, or animations. What happens when you type HTTP request into the address bar of the browser? The browser first look up the domain in the DNS. DNS is a domain name server. The DNS returns the IP address. The web browser sends an HTTP request to the server located at that address. The server finds an HTTP request to the server located at that address. The browser takes the response and renders HTML code as a nice graphical representation. What is cloud computing? Cloud computing is the ability to deliver often on-demand computing services over the internet on a pay-as-you-go basis. You might think, well, what that is mean? With cloud, rather than managing files on the local storage device, cloud computing makes it possible to save them over the internet and access them from the internet. If we can be a mobile user and move from place to place, but we can access the storage from the internet. Evaluation of cloud computing. Previously, there is no concept of cloud computing. Everything we are using on our local storage systems. But drastically increasing the concept of cloud computing, it will aware of everyone. It will be flexible to use. It will be available for everyone to access anywhere, everywhere. Now see how the cloud computing evaluating from years to years. Starting, we have the grid computing. With the help of grid computing, solving large problems with parallel computing. It made mainstream by global alliance. Afterwards, it shifted to utility computing. Here in utility computing, offering computing resources as a metered service. It is introduced in 1990s. After 1990s, it is updated as a software as a service. Here the software as a service network-based subscriptions to applications gained momentum in 2001. After 2001, the cloud computing is entering into the market. It is a next generation internet computing. Internet computing is for access the data for anytime, everywhere. It is a next generation data centers. Data center is used to store the data. Everyone's data is stored on the cloud with the help of data centers. Why cloud computing? Let's understand about why cloud computing was needed and what was the problem that we had that cloud computing solved. Since then it took over the market. Let's start with expenditure or billing model. On the With cloud, we pay for what we use. Scale up, pay more. Scale down, pay less. On the other hand, in on-premise, we can't expect that. We pay everything upfront and additional operation cost, and it never dynamically scale. Next, move on to space. In on-premise, there is a lot of space is required, but in cloud, it's not such space is required. Let's talk about maintenance. No experts required for hardware and software maintenance. In an on-premises, we also need a dedicated team to manage software, but in cloud, no such dedicated team is needed. For the most of the services, they are handled by the provider, and if we need to manage them by and if we need to manage, the provider gives us the option to manage to the console, which is lots simpler than the managing directly from the devices. Next, move on to security. In an on-premises, we need to admit the fact that data security is poor due to the cost involved in procuring the hardware and software to provide the security. But in the cloud, the security standards are high due to the investments that providers have done to secure the data. And talk about data recovery. There will be less focus on data recovery, and we settle for less recovery is possible. Let's talk about flexibility. In an on-premises environment, lack of the flexibility we needed today are not so friendly. But in the cloud, we can easily undo or turn on environment or migrate to the new environment or old environment in few button clicks. Now, looking at the number of frequencies of the releases that happen, scheduling updates would be the full-time job. But with cloud, updates happen automatically. Next, with collaboration. In on-premises, if I'm working with a team that is spread across the global, working with them is in unison and sharing the data is a tedious work. But with cloud, there are lots of tools and technologies put together that makes it easy to share the data with other members in the team. Data is present inside the DC or inside the on-premises DC. Even the valid user want to access data from outside the organization is a tough task. But with cloud, as long as someone has internet, providing the person access is just a few mouse clicks. Talking about implementation, building an on-premises DC takes a time. But with cloud, we can bring our DC into the cloud within weeks. Thank you.